inside the Healing Room podcast that the animal had a wound that kept just reopening, abscessing, and went to the vet and kept trying to help them and get rid of it, and nothing worked. To the point where they're like, we're going to have to put your animal down. We're going to have to euthanize your animal. This is painful. They're suffering. And they happened to mention their struggle to a friend, and the friend was learning homeopathy, and they said, let me just try this one remedy. It's silica, because it's about getting foreign substances out of the body. Gave one pellet to the dog, and within moments, a porcupine quill shot out of its neck.
That's amazing.
And that quill had been in line with the spine with the dog's neck, and so it couldn't be seen on an x-ray. Shot out, abscess healed, animal fine. And so that action of that medicine wasn't like, okay, this is a cream that causes this action. No, it was information, and then the body healed itself and did what it needed to do. And one of the challenges that I find in these modern times of so much information, even with homeopathic medicine, is that then people want to track every symptom and then they did this and then they did that, and it's that micromanaging of it, and it can be helpful because I need the feedback and I need the information, but it's also, again, if we can loosen that grip to allow the experience, because it is a process, and homeopathy can feel like the magic pill that makes it go away, but it's not either. It's a process, and it's a journey, and sometimes it's like that, and sometimes it's months, and sometimes somebody has an amazing experience like you did with the fever, and other times they've still got their cough 6 weeks later, and it's like, just give me the antibiotics.
They're frustrated. And two, I see this a lot with healers or, people in the healing arts, sort of like internal shaming or feeling like you've done something wrong if you get sick. And getting sick is a normal part of being a human being.
I love that.
Because, after I've been working with clients for 25 years, people can be like, oh, you get sick? Yeah, I have a body and it gets sick, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here to be this germ-free, sterile. That's not human experience. It's dirty and messy and amazing.
I totally understand where you're coming from, because I remember my nature, when I got on this path, it was like, oh my gosh, I have to eat everything right now, I have to do everything right now, I have to do this, and all of a sudden it's like, you have these tools, and so now I know, drinking my lovely mushroom tea that you shared with me, and learning about mushrooms and all their amazing qualities, okay, and I can do this, and I can do that, and then if I douse to clear my health all the time, and then if I take this, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, all of these tools have become something else that's this weight I'm carrying around, and the goal is to live in flow and connection and feel free and feel freedom and lightness, and how to find that. And yes, we get sick, and yes, we get burned out, and yes, we get overwhelmed.
And it doesn't mean you didn't do enough affirmations, or it doesn't mean you didn't drink enough green juice or whatever. It's not like that. And shifting that perspective is very helpful. Just like when I came out of being sick and felt better again, and I was so grateful to feel better, I was thankful for the experience.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason that one of my podcasts is being birthed right now. I'm starting a different one.
Please tell us.
It's all about things that make us scared to things that are sacred. How can we flip that around and look at something a little bit different? Being sick is scary, and if you contract something from someone or whatever, and all right, I've got this fever and my body's doing all these amazing things that it needs to do. That's a different vibration to carry than the disempowering, don't give me anything, I hope you don't have anything, and all this separation.
Hazmat suits everywhere at all times. And
just, we were talking about in terms of, so Scared to Sacred, this podcast that I want to do and that I'm working on right now, it's going to be all about what can you transmute from fear into empowerment, into something that can make your life better, because fear isn't really that useful for us. It's a normal emotion to have. It's not like we're going to eliminate fear from our lives. That's not the point. But where can we shift our perspective and become more empowered and more awake? And you've probably heard my dog snoring through this because she's laying right here. But Carrie brought out an interesting comparison with her. She's this huge, scary looking Rottweiler. And she's just this ball of love, energy being that just enhances me whenever she's around. So when she's snoring and we're recording, I'm just I'm happy to have her here. But she's extremely sacred.
Yes.
and love, but someone could see her and be like, oh my gosh, it's scary.
Yeah, I think whenever I mentioned it to you, you were out at the lake and walking around, and she's loping around and sniffing the daffodils and running after things, and then you realize, like, oh, that person over there fishing might not see my sweet little teddy bear as that as she comes barreling towards them. And so his perception was like, brace yourself, what do I do? And recognizing that I know your animal, and I'm going, oh, sweet little thing, but how it's just a shifted perception.
Yeah, could be a ferocious beast.
Yeah.
Could be the most healing, amazing little love ball, just depending on what your experience is.
Yeah. About the fear thing too, I want to talk about like frequency. Like that it's all frequencies. Like this is something as my healing work and studies continue, because I'm always reading or studying or learning something, like it just nourishes me. And understanding, because I remember when I first started getting into the woo and all these kinds of things, I was like, oh, is this real or is this woo? Is this, are we talking to the Hathors? And are the Hathors real? Or is what is what? What's reality? And then learning when it all is, it's this idea of the waking dream and the sleeping dream, and our brain doesn't know the difference. But that homeopathy and flower essences and light and sound and emotions, these are all frequencies. Like it's all energy. And I remember people would say, well, like, oh, energy, that's so, I'm like, but energy is what is fueling our things around us. Crystals are in our computers and our cell phones. It's what makes them work. So that idea of recognizing what frequency am I at, and how loud is the volume turned on this right now, and can I turn it down, and can I shift it to a different station, and how can I work with my brain to help it come around to not being in this state?
Good point.
And then it's thoughts.
I'd like to do a whole conversation with you on frequency.
Yeah, that'd be fun for sure.
That would be a good one. And that's what we really want to do, is just be us and share things that we're into, and hopefully it's useful to you. If people want to explore more, should we tell them about our upcoming
go for it.
Our fun stuff?
Yeah.
We're working right now on a gemstone course. So if you've been kind of overwhelmed and not knowing really how to get started, and you want to work with gemstones, or you already intuitively do and you feel them and you love them and they come into your experience, but you want to go deeper with it, that's the coursework that we're creating right now.
Yeah, very excited about that, because crystals and gems and of that realm, all that mineral realm, was one of my first loves that I've always been drawn to and stayed with me. And it's good to remember how daunting it could be in the beginning. Like, oh, am I holding the right one in the right hand? And does it matter where I put it? And it doesn't want to be cleansed in the moon or the sun. Can I put it outside?
Yeah, what do I do with this little thing?
And how it can be a tool and fun. And I think you describe it as like meeting a new friend.
Yeah.
What was your story? Like how you described being at a party?
Yeah, if you go to a party and there's hundreds of people at this party, you don't become deep, close friends with every single one of them. So it's like, let them make friends with you. Let them come to you as they do.
Yeah, are you drawn to the one that's dancing in the middle of the room, or are you drawn to the one that's hanging out in the corner? Like they all have their different personalities and resonate, and can work with the chakras, and can help you be calm in an interview, and can help you heal, and can just go in your bathtub, or just be your friend like a pet rock when you were a kid that you talked to.
And just another way to enhance your life, make your life better. Yeah. And what we'd love to know from you is, leave us a message. What kind of things are you into when it comes to gemstones? What kind of things really confuse you about crystals?
Yeah.
That would be really helpful for us right now as we create this course content.
Cool. We look forward to it. This was so much fun. Thank you for inviting me to do this with you, and I look forward to more.
Thank you. You guys just stay well, and I hope this is empowering for you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely, and connect with your community during these times. Everybody's feeling lots of stuff right now, so be vulnerable, be open, share, communicate, don't isolate, no need, do what you need to do for safety, but definitely connect to others and your friends, and share your love.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks. Bye.